Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Eagles in Digital Business. A Candid chat with
All
all
of
of us.
us.
Happy Sunday to everyone, or happy Monday if you're already on Monday. So let's find out what is our topic for today.
You're muted, Asma.
Welcome to Eagles in Digital Business. Today's topic: the quiet power of consistency in leadership.
Thank you, Asma. So that's our topic for today. But before we dive into our topic, let us introduce ourselves. So, hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but currently reside in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor.
Wagwan and hello, this is Miriam, and I'm originally from Jamaica. I am a registered nurse. I'm a wife, a mom, a grandma for one, and now a proud digital business owner. Over to you, Gotcha.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Eagles in Digital Business. My name is Arshia. Originally, I'm from India. I moved to USA, Maryland, and I live with my family here. By profession, I'm a pharmacist, and now I'm a proud digital business owner and a mentor. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Karen. I'm originally from the Caribbean island of Antigua, but I'm now living in the United Kingdom. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I currently work in customer services full time, and I'm also a digital business owner. Thank you.
Hello. Welcome to Eagles in Digital Business again. My name is Musumala, originally from Nigeria. I've been a healthcare worker actually in the imaging sector of the healthcare team. And although I'm a specialist in MRI and so on and so forth, but I have added the cap of this amazing digital business. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Happy and blessed Sunday. You are welcome to our life. We truly appreciate your time. My name is Christiana. I am originally from Nigeria. I am a registered nurse by profession. I reside in Texas. I am a digital business owner and also a mentor. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Asma Haris. I'm a digital business owner and mentor. I am a mom of three, and I believe we are always learning and growing through our experiences.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isabel. I'm originally from Mexico, now residing in the US. I am a mom, a wife, and a grandma, and now I'm a digital business owner and mentor.
Thank you, everyone. Let's dive into our topic for today.
So, our topic for today, once more, is the quiet power of consistency in leadership.
Yes, thank you, Mosumola. So that's our topic for today. So, welcome back to another episode of the Eagles in Digital Business. So, today we would like to begin with a question. And the question is, when do you think about the best leader? Oh, sorry. When you think about the best leader you ever known, what made them memorable? Was it their title? Was it their knowledge? Or was it something deeper? For many of us, the leaders who left the greatest impact were the ones who consistently show up. They kept the word, they treated people with respect, they remained calm during difficult moments, and they led by example. Consistency may not always be exciting, but it is one of the most powerful leadership qualities we can develop. So let's explore why. So for that, we're going to be talking about the following points.
Okay, so for today's live, we'll be looking at the following points. Consistency builds trust. Great leaders show up even when they don't feel like it. Daily habits shape great leaders. Consistency creates credibility. Calm leadership inspires confidence. Leadership is demonstrated through service. Consistency outlasts motivation. And lastly, your legacy is built one day at a time. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. So, yeah, so those are the points we're going to be talking today. So, let's dive into our first point.
Hello. Our first point today is consistency builds trust. When we talk about leadership, one of the most important things we can build is trust. But trust doesn't happen overnight. It develops little by little through consistency. So today, we all know that before we develop trust is something that builds over time. People need time to observe our actions and see whether our words match what we say or match what we do. Small promises matters. When you say you're gonna do this, try as much as possible to do it. When you even when something like something small, just to try to follow through and be dependable. Be a leader that people will trust your words. When you say this, people will always say yes. When the person says this, the person is going to do it. Reliability creates confidence. When you consistently show up, do what you say, people become more confident in you. People feel secure when they know what to expect. Consistent leaders don't leave people consistently wondering which version of them they are going to follow. So, as a leader, be transparent. Trust is earned through repeated action. Our good action can make an impression, but repeated good actions build reputation. Every interaction strengthens a weakened credibility. The way we communicate, the way we respond, the way we our commitments, and also the way we treat people contribute to how much people can be able to trust us. So my reflection today is trust isn't built by one impression, it is built through consistent character. Takeaway today, the fastest way to end trust is to be consistently dependent. Thank you so much as I pass it back to Sandy.
Thank you, Cristiano. So, Cristiano talk about consistency, build trust. And just as Cristiano mentioned, consistency build trust because, when you have reliable actions and you keep your promises and you have that dependable character repeated over time, it helps you to create that confidence and that credibility that will help you to create those lasting relationships. Okay. Christiana also mentioned consistency is one of the strongest ways to build trust. So when people see that your words match your actions, confidence begins to grow. So trust is not demanded, it is earned through how consistently we show up. So there you go. So with that, we conclude this point and let's move on to our next point.
Hello, today I want to share a simple but powerful lesson about leadership. Great leaders show up even when they don't feel like it. Leadership is not about being motivated every single day. Some days we feel excited and ready to move forward, and other days we may feel tired, discouraged, or unsure. But true leadership means staying committed even when our emotions change. I believe consistency is one of the most important qualities of a leader. When we continue to show up, especially during difficult times, people learn that they can trust and depend on us. Disciplines help us keep moving when motivation is not there. Every time we choose to keep going instead of giving up, we strengthen our character and become better leaders. For me, consistency means doing what is important, even when it is not convenient. We should not allow temporarily feeling to control the habits that are helping us grow. So today let's remember, show up, stay committed, and keep moving forward. Your consistency can inspire someone else to do the same. Thank you for listening and have a great day.
Thank you, Asma. So, Asma talk about great leaders show up even when they don't feel like it. Just like Asma mentioned, when you have discipline, when you have that perseverance and you're consistent on your commitment, that will help you to build the trust, the respect, and the character that will inspire others. So, now let's move on to our next point.
Okay, so that's me, and I'll um, elaborate on this point here about leadership and habits. So, if we're talking about leadership, we have to talk about habits because leadership isn't built in one moment, it's built in quiet, consistent routines that nobody sees. So, I'm talking to the person who is tired after a long shift at your traditional job, and you know that you need a different way, but you're afraid to step into the online space because you don't know what goes on in a digital business. And that fear sometimes can keep you in burnout. For me, when I first stepped into the out of my nursing scrubs into the digital world, I had the same exact nervousness and the anxiety because I did not know how the system was work. And the thought of just starting over just felt overwhelming. Because you know what? We mistakenly think we need a giant know it all at once instead of recognizing how change actually happens. So, success is rarely one giant leap, it's a result of repeated disciplines. And I can speak for all of us here on this panel that we have achieved greatness. We have daily because we have relentlessly be consistent in what we're doing. In our digital business, it's the exact same thing. We read, we learn, we are reflecting, and we're learning new things every day because we're consistent. And these are not activities, they're investment into our leadership roles. So these tiny improvements compound over time, and it sharpens our decisions and build our confidence from the inside out using our system. So what can you take away from what I'm saying? Protect the habits that build the leader you want to become. And your habits are quietly building tomorrow's leadership and shaping the leader your future will depend on. So step past that fear, learn the system, and let your daily consistency change your life. Back to you, Sandy.
Thank you, Miriam. So Miriam talked about daily habits shape great leaders, and just like Miriam mentioned, when you are consistent on learning and creating those healthy routines, and you are always, practicing those small improvements every day, that will help you to develop that character and that wisdom, and the discipline required to create those lasting relationships. So let's move on to our next point. Sorry, Masumola. Hold on. Go ahead.
Okay, so like we have been hearing from my fellow business partners, consistency creates credibility. It is not something that you just jump on a single day. You just build credibility. People just look at you and they just trust you. No, this is like a building. People will believe what they consistently observe, whether you are at home, whether you are at work, in the community, anywhere you are. When you speak, your words gain power when actions support them. And integrity, when people notice that, oh, this guy has some form of integrity, it strengthens influence a lot. So you cannot just borrow the habit, I mean, just the credibility, like, okay, I'm going out today, let me carry credibility from somebody. No, you can't borrow it. It comes from daily habits, like my sister just said now, daily habits, things that we do consistently. That's what you build up. So our reputation is built through our everyday choices, not only every day, every minute choices. And our consistency turns our promises into confidence. When you speak and people said, okay, people are able to say, okay, yesterday she said so, 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 and she did it. 2 days ago, she said so, so, and she did it. They expect you to come forth with whatever you promise. So what have I been saying? It means that people will trust what they repeatedly experience from you. So let your actions speak as consistently as your words. Over to you, Sandy.
Thank you, Musumola. So Musumola talk about consistency creates credibility. So just like Musumola mentioned, when you actions, aligns repeatedly with your words, you are able to build that integrity, and you are able to earn that trust towards others and establish that reputation that people can confidently know that that they can rely on you. So that's how consistency creates that credibility. All right, so let's move on to our next point.
Okay, our next point for today is calm leadership inspires confidence. Calm leadership matters most when things don't go according to plan. Challenges reveal leadership. When uncertainty arises, staying calm can help the people around you remain calm too. A strong leader doesn't react from emotion. They pause, think, and respond with intention. Emotional stability builds trust. Thoughtful responses strengthen relationships, and the way you carry yourself can influence the entire atmosphere around you. Composure doesn't happen overnight. It grows through experience, self awareness, and learning how to manage your response when things get difficult. And remember, leadership isn't always about having all the answers. Sometimes it's simply about being the person who brings calm when everyone else feels uncertain. Calm leaders help others find confidence during uncertainty. Your steady presence may become someone else's source of peace. Sometimes your greatest leadership is simply remaining steady when others need reassurance. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. So, Karen talked about calm leadership inspires confidence, and just like Karen mentioned, calm leadership inspires confidence because a steady, thoughtful presence during those challenges, it will help others, feel secure. It also gives them, they know that they can trust their leader, right? And also brings that stability in times of uncertainty. So that's why one of the qualities that inspire confidence is to be a calm leader. All right, so now let's move on into our next point.
So, I'm going to talk about how leadership is demonstrated through service. So, leadership is about helping others succeed. Small acts of service build loyalty. Consistently supporting others creates stronger teams. Servant leadership earns lasting respect. Every opportunity to help strengthen relationships. Service demonstrates genuinely leadership. So, my reflection on this topic is people remember leaders who consistently cared more than leaders who simply commanded. And my takeaway on this topic is serve consistently and influence will naturally grow. Thank you.
Thank you, Arshia. So Arshia talk about leadership is demonstrated through service. Okay, just like Arshia mentioned, when you are consistently, helping others succeed, you are able to help that build that trust with them. You are able to strengthen the relationship and also to be able to create that lasting influence um, that is rooted in that genuine care that you are showing to them. So that's why leadership is demonstrating through service other. All right, so now let's move on to our next point.
Okay, our next point is consistency outlasts motivation. You know what? There were many moments in my life when I was motivated to make a change, but I learned something important. Motivation is a feeling, commitment is a decision. When I decided I wanted a different future, I wasn't motivated every single day. There was days where I was excited, others where I felt tired, and there was also days where I questioned myself if the effort was worth it. But with all that, I kept showing up, I kept learning, and I kept working on my goals in the different pockets of times I had throughout the day. I kept practicing even when I wasn't seeing immediate results. And that's when I realized that consistency doesn't require you to be perfect. It's simply asking you to show up day after day. Whether you have a difficult day, it doesn't matter if you make mistakes. What really matters for you to show up every day. And when you go back day after day, you can see the progress, slowly, but you can see that you're moving in the right direction. That's why I didn't that's what I did throughout my journey, from learning new skills to building something completely outside the corporate world I had known for so many years. And step by step, those ordinary days started adding up. And what once felt unfamiliar became something I could do with confidence. So I just want to tell you this: if you're waiting to feel motivated before you start, I want to encourage you to stop waiting to feel, you know, to have that feeling like you are ready, like you have everything that you need, and just focus on creating a small commitment that you can actually keep. Maybe that means showing up 10 minutes um, every day, to learn something new, to ask questions, or simply taking one step towards the future that you want. Because your future isn't built on the days when everything feels easy. It's built on the days when you don't feel like doing it and you choose to keep going anyways. So you don't have to feel inspired every day. You just have to keep giving yourself reasons to continue. Thank you, and back to you, Sandy.
Thank you, Isabel. So we do have a like emoji from Rotimi Olagunju Lawrence. So thank you so much for your like emoji and for watching the live with us today. So Isabel talked about consistency outlasts motivation. So just like Isabel mentioned, when you have those disciplined daily habits, and you're committed to your actions, that will help you to create that lasting progress long after that motivation has faded. So we don't rely on motivation, we rely on consistency. And Isabel also mentioned um, motivation can you oh sorry motivation can get you started, but consistency is what turns small efforts into meaningful change. So build habits that you can return to even on ordinary days. So there you go. All right, so now let's move on to our last point. So our last point is your legacy is built one day at a time. you know A lot of people, when they hear the word legacy, they often think something that happens at the end of a career or after many years of success. But the reality is very different. Our legacy isn't created in one extraordinary moment, it's built little by little through the decisions we make and the way we treat people every single day. So, leadership is a long term journey. Every conversation, every promise we keep, every challenge we face with integrity, and every act of kindness become part of the reputation we are building. So, most of the time, we don't realize the impact we are having, but a few encouraging words, a willingness to help, or simply showing up consistently can leave a lasting impression on someone's life. So I've come to realize that the most meaningful influence rarely comes from one big achievement. It comes from being dependable, continuing to learn, serving others with humility, and living in a way that reflects our values day after day. So people may forget a presentation we gave or a project we completed, but they often remember how we made them feel, how we supported them, and whether they could count on us. So that's why consistency matters so much. The small choices we make today will become that foundation of tomorrow's opportunities and the legacy we're going to leave behind. So every ordinary day is another opportunity to be able to lead with character, to encourage someone, and to make a positive difference. So, as today's reflection reminds us, your legacy won't be built in one extraordinary day. It will be built through ordinary days, lived with extraordinary consistency. So, here's a message for you guys: lead every day in a way that your future self will be proud of. Your legacy is not defined by one remarkable moment, but the consistency choice we make every day, and the people we serve, and the positive impact you leave on others over time. So that's the message for this point. And now let's find out what is our key takeaway for our topic today.
Today's conversation reminds us that leadership isn't about occasional greatness, it's about daily faithfulness, showing up, keeping your word, continuing to learn, and serving others, and choosing integrity every single day. Because people don't place their trust in perfection, they place their trust in consistency. As leaders, let's remember that the quiet choices we make each day often become the strongest influence we have on others. So, lead with humility, lead with purpose, and lead with consistency because that's where lasting leadership begins.
Thank you, Isabel. So that's our key takeaway for our topic today. Now let's find out what is our reflective question for our audience.
This week, ask yourself, what leadership habit do I want people to consistently experience from me? Am I so dependable as I want to be? What small daily action can strengthen my leadership? Choose one habit and commit to practicing it every day this week because small acts of consistency create extraordinary leaders. Back to you, Sally.
Thank you, Miriam. So those are reflective questions for our audience. And we have arrived to the end of our life. So today we talk about the quiet power of consistency in leadership. So remember that lasting leadership is not built through occasional moments of greatness, but through the consistency choice you make every single day. So when you lead with integrity and you serve others faithfully and you keep showing up with purpose, you build a legacy of trust and influence that will continue to impact lives long after the moment has passed. So, with that, we conclude our topic for today. And let's find out what is our topic for next Sunday.
Next Sunday topic is how leaders earn trust before they earn influence. We invite you next week Sunday as we talk about this awesome topic. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christiana. So, yeah, that's our topic for next Sunday. So, it will be a conversation about why credibility always comes before influence and how trust is built through integrity and service, and why the most respected leaders earn the right to lead before expecting others to follow. So with that, we conclude our live today. So we want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live with us today. For those catching the replay, thank you so much. And to our followers, thank you so much for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. We want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Sunday for those who are on Sunday, and a happy and blessed Monday for those who are already on Monday, and a happy and blessed week ahead for everyone. So thank you again for being here with us, and we'll see you again in our next episode of the Eagles in Digital Business. Again, she chat with.
All of
All
us.
of us.
Thank you, everyone. God bless you all, and thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye. Have a blessed week.